Woohoo! Ryan here with Mana Bluff. Let's see, we opened a pretty sweet pack. You got Chandra's Phoenix, Pacifism, Shock, even Deadly Recluse is worth noting. I'm kind of looking to be red. I think Pacifism could be the go-to slam. Unless, of course, I don't want to be red, or I want to be white, instead want to force red. Liturgy of Blood is also a perfectly fine black card. I do like the Chandra's Phoenix, it's pretty sweet. You know, I'm just partial to red. I would definitely say Pacifism's the stronger card and the card you want. But I like red, so I happen to prefer this card. I'm going to grab it. Let's see. Shock might put someone to my left a little bit into red, though it's not that awesome in this format. Doing 2 damage to creatures isn't particularly amazing in this format. Certainly relevant, definitely not bad, but it's not as first quick pick quality as I used to think it was. Oh, Battle Sliver here. That's a pretty good sliver in red. And there's nothing really super powerful here. Goblin Shortcutter is fine in red. Giant Spider and Predatory Sliver are good in green. Seacoast Drake is blah. Illusionary Armor is blah. Fortify is a fine combat trick, but yeah, I'm happy to take a more strong card here. Get some good red creatures online. If we happen to go into green slivers, I'm super happy for that. Here we will take the Shock. Claustrophobia, an honorable note, but I'm looking to kind of stay in just one color right now and keep open. And even though, like I was just saying, Shock isn't as premium removal as it kind of used to be, it's not as relevant in this format. Claustrophobia is much better. I'm happy just to stay on red and really cut red hard and set myself up. That being said, if another Claustrophobia comes around, I'm going to pick it up, and it's going to be a bummer because that means someone to the left of me probably jumped in on blue. But I don't care. I'm going to stay one color with some sweet spells. Yeah, that's my game plan. Sweet spells, one color. Woohoo! And wow, are we in the right color right now? Volcanic Geyser, way better than Shock, way better than Chandra's Phoenix, our first pick. I would happily grab this. So we're slamming it. See the Striking Sliver? Not that I'm super bummed about passing it because we only have one Battle Sliver here, but it would be kind of cool if it comes around. No more blue after that Claustrophobia, which is kind of nice, so if someone starts to try to move in on it and feels like that wasn't really, you know, that was the only signal, it's not great. I'm just trying to pay attention to what else is around. A little bit of a weaker pack here. I actually think Striking Silver is one of the better cards here. Dawnstrike Paladin, a good creature, but at common and with not a lot of white drafters and not needing a lot of 5-drops on the ground in white, you always get the Dawnstrike Paladin when you want it. Ring Flesh being a fine combat trick. Yeah, but we're taking easily the best card in the pack here. Makes you want to be greedy and take the Glade Rider Sliver and start building around a Sliver deck, but I think Dragon Egg is actually super strong. The Firecat I'm happy to run in any red deck because it's just so powerful, but again, a common. It's kind of like the Dawnstrike Paladin I just passed in white. You always get these. And Dragon Egg has never been too difficult to kill, so it's pretty much a reliable 2/2 red dragon with fire breathing. And again, I'm happy to stay on the one color path. Here now, though, we're seeing some pretty late good cards with Woodborn Behemoth and a Curse Spirit. I'm going to take either of these 2 strong cards in a different color versus Cyclops Tyrant, which, though it will be played in my deck, I really don't care about having this 6-drop, and it's not that powerful, and everything else is kind of junk. I feel like I was seeing a little bit more black, so I kind of think that a Cursed Spirit might be a more safe bet to start moving into black. I think black-red is also very good. But Woodborn Behemoth kind of sets me up for the Sliver deck, and this is just a super powerful card, and it's uncommon. So I think I'm going to go with Power Level over Signaling, which is definitely a debate to have when drafting, is what color are you really going to be seeing, because I'm just taking a random powerful card. But my thought here is I don't know what my next color is going to be, so I'd rather, on that last pick, take a powerful card, set myself up for possibly going green or black, but in this case green. But at worst, like, I'm just cutting a stronger card out of the card pool, so I'm kind of hate drafting as well, since I didn't have a strong sense of what the other color was I wanted to be. Right now, I'm just happy that I seem to be in a good color in being in red. I'm seeing some pretty late red cards here, nothing else super strong late, and just starting a very good base red deck. Yeah, I'm not too sure what other color I'm going to jump into. It'll probably just, if I happen to open a sweet bomb in the next pack, then I'll probably grab that. And it's nice to be kind of able to be flexible at this point in the draft into a second color. Here now, we are seeing, I can go with Plummet to not combo, but to accentuate the red, or the green possibility to go with my red. Though I think Altar's Reap is probably a little bit stronger of a card, but I'm actually kind of hoping to solidify the person I passed that, the 3/2 Intimidate to into black. These are pretty comparable cards in their respective decks. Plummet, though, is a main board removal spell when you have your first one. Altar's Reap is a main board instant in your first one for black. They both get kind of weaker in multiples. I don't really care about any of these, especially these two uncommons. Lightning Talons is by far a better armor, and hey, I happen to be red. And I will run a single Lightning Talons in any of my red decks. It's that strong, and especially if we end up going mono red and maybe get a little quick and some burn action on, then Lightning Talons will be pretty sweet. And I'll take a Spore Mound here, kind of loading up on 5-drops, but this is a card that is easily pickable in the green deck in the first half of the pack. It's actually that decent. Because the only other thing I'm taking is a green Naturalize. Don't care about the Shimmering Grotto. I'm not looking to splash because I'm so open. I don't need to go 3 colors right now. And Naturalize I'll probably get in the sideboard anyway if I even go green. Take the Lava Axe. Not that I plan on playing it. Cool. Pretty good start. Nothing insane, but having a nice Volcanic Geyser, some Sandra's Phoenix and Battle Sliver for power level and creatures, Dragon's Egg, and a little bit of bonus on the shock. I'm very happy with that. Super happy. Say goodbye to Pay No Heed. That's actually a playable combat trick. Unlike Zephyr Charge, which is not a trick nor playable. Adios Mountain. Okay, so we opened a Mythic. Don't really care much about it. Blightcaster is actually pretty decent. There's really no red card here, so here's a tough choice. We saw a little bit of black being open, so I'm thinking about Blightcaster, but since I don't really have enchantments, and it's not the deck for it, it's either blue or green you want the Blightcaster in to go with black. Blue or white, sorry. I think I'm just going to take the Messenger Drake. I happen to love red-blue. I really don't see myself playing it, but I really don't care about an Active Treason at this part in the pack. Demotification is a do-nothing sorcery. Yeah, this is just a horrible pack. Man, what a bummer in pack 2. But hey, maybe this is what moves me blue. If that claustrophobia really was a signal later on and just people are staying away from blue, I'll be happy to have the Messenger Drake. Wow, and then here is a Water Servant. I really don't want to move in on blue on these first 2 picks. I'm going to punch myself later if blue ends up being open, but it didn't seem that way from my right, as in my 3rd pack coming to me. I think I'm going to stick with the conservative pick with Dragon's Egg. I don't know how often you want to play multiple of them, but again, I feel like in this form it's easy enough to get this into a 2/2 flyer with Fire Breathing, and therefore I think it's good enough. And but if I wasn't taking the Dragon's Egg, then I'm stuck between Predatory Sliver and Water Servant. So the longer I can hold out making a commitment to another color in blue or green, the better. So we're really all... Wow. Hello, Doomblade. Oof. Alright. Looks like I'm taking Doomblade. I was looking for something super powerful to move another color. This is it. Young Pyromancer, though, is fine. Blur Sliver is fine. But yeah, if black's not open and we saw the Prelated Curse Spirit earlier on, I'm going to start jumping in on black, because you take it. And I'll rather Doomblade than any of the green or blue cards we have here. And with red being open, I'm kind of hoping to see a Young Pyromancer, a Blur Sliver, or an Academy Raider anyway. Yep, Doomblade. Thank you. Don't really want another Canyon Minotaur. Now that I kind of want to start playing black, I'm actually fine diversifying my 4-drops into the Death Gaze Cockatrice a wee bit. I might even get a 3rd or 4th Canyon Minotaur later on. Keep in mind, Canyon Minotaur is actually pretty strong in the format. Just having a 3/3 is pretty decent. But here I want to get my start moving in on black and start cutting that from some other peeps. Good green. Deadly Recluse is nice. Here it's a decision between Child of the Night and Striking Sliver, and now that I'm no longer really doing the Sliver thing, I'm just going to go ahead and take Child of the Night and again move in on black. Celestial Flares, by the way, an honorable mention, seeing that this is here in white, is a good white removal spell. But yeah, a 1/1 first strike in a black-red deck is that's all Striking Sliver is going to be. Could jump back to Deadly Recluse. It is, after all, the green Doomblade. I have more green going on. But I think we saw that black was a little bit more open in that last pack. Ooh, Shiv's Embrace. Happy to grab that. Don't want a Dragon Hatchling or Barrage of Expendables. I'm not doing the sacrifice thing yet. I'm more just kind of going big with some nice, strong red creatures, a little bit of evasion, and then a removal spell in Doomblade. I was really hoping to see more of the red removal spell in this pack since it seemed pretty open and I was cutting it hard. I thought we might open another Geyser or a Chandra's Fury or something, but that didn't happen. Don't want the Festering Newt. It's between Corpse Hauler and Flesh Pulper Giant. This is definitely a strong 7-drop if we get to 7. I'm not too sure if my deck's doing that or not. And in trying to move in on black, I'm trying to cut black a little bit from someone who is maybe wishy-washy to my right, and therefore I might get rewarded in the 3rd pack. And yeah, because it's 7, I'm going to avoid it. I'm at a point right now where I don't want my deck to be going that late anyway. And a Corpse Hauler is perfectly fine. You can get a Dragon's Egg or some other type of card back. I just think it's got great utility as a 2-drop, and then being able to bring something back in any kind of deck is pretty cool. I'm going to cut the Windstorm. I think it's the most powerful card here. Naturalize is fine. We have 2 enchantments. Not sure if I'm playing both, the Talons and Shiv's Embrace. So Naturalize is fine, but I think I'm going to care more about my flyers with my dragons than anything else. Blue definitely went away, and I've moved so far away from green that I doubt that's happening. Dismissing the Dream is not a card worth caring about. I could take Smelt for the sideboard, but if I really want it, I'm pretty sure I'll have that at some point. How aggro do I want to be? I'm hiding green for now. I'm definitely keeping in the back of my mind that I have some good green cards, so if something insane comes my way, I can go there. Minotaur Abomination is a pretty fine 6-drop. I don't really have one yet. Dark Favor is playable in this format, but I think I'll take the Abomination up because I do already have Lightning Talons and Shiv's Embrace, which is kind of more the enchantments I'd want to be playing. Academy Raider is actually pretty decent. I don't want too many of them in my deck, but it does help Rummage, and again, I'm kind of avoiding Smelt. There's nothing else strong in the pack. I could probably cut Ranger's Guile, but Academy Raiders, I kind of undervalued originally. There's that Smelt. Hey, kind of the same leftover common run and, cards that people avoid. And now we have the Smelt for the sideboard. We're fine. I'm pretty much never planning on playing Wild Guess in this deck. This would be my 23rd card if I didn't have one. So we're going to cut another Windstorm and possibly, keep someone from having good removal spells from us. Goodbye, Verdant Haven, if anyone's trying to do a lot of different colors in one deck. So the Doomblade really kind of made me want to go black, which I like. This card, the Doomblade, is powerful enough compared to the other green spells that I have that I'm happy with that. Oh, and just like in the second pack where we didn't get any of our strong red removal spells, look at this, there's nothing in our colors, of course. Luckily, there's nothing for anyone else really. Trained Condor is actually pretty good. I'm thinking about just cutting it here, to be honest. However, I am at 16 playables now, and getting to the point where I might be a little low, so I might have to start taking the necessary evils of Dragon Hatchlings and whatnot. Ugh. Festering Newt is playable. I mean, you can trade with a 2/2 or something. I don't really want it. Alter Sweep also playable. Yeah, I'm going to take the Hatchling. I think it's the least annoying out of all the picks here. Kind of just want to cut Train Condor. Hell, Night Pack could go in a green deck if someone likes it. Master Diversion is pretty good in white also. Time Eb's playable, but yeah, just a weak pack. I'm just going to go with a card that if I need it, I need it. Yay! Flames of Firebrand! That's what we're looking for here. That's the good stuff. Easy pick there. Would love it if one of these cards will table. Probably will be the Goblin Shortcutter versus the Firecat or the Blur Sliver. Which is okay, although I think I'd probably just want, oops. Sorry about that. I don't know, someone was accidentally trading me for something. I'm not trading anything. Ooh, gosh, Rumbling Baloth this late. Whew, makes me want to jump back into, only because there's no really strong red or black card. Ring Flesh being kind of the best in the colors makes me want to just jump back into green, splash the Doomblade. Could be correct here, if I want to be that greedy. And yeah, I mean, not really wanting like a Ring Flesh or a Seismic Stomp. Question is, how difficult do I feel is it going to be to have playables here? If I feel like I'm going to be short on playables, then I need the Ring Flesh. I'm already playing a Dragon Hatchling that I don't really want to be playing, and then kind of weak power level on the rest of these picks. And since I am a little worried about that, I still have to fill out my deck with, 5 more cards and ideally like better quality. I'm going to take Ring Flesh as a combat trick in my colors instead of spreading myself out a little too thin. Ooh, Quack Sickness, that'll be very good. Very glad, because that gets me a second removal spell in black, which really makes me want to be solid black. Still, looks like green was flowing in this pack, even though I think it was really flowing in the last pack too much. There were some late picks, but they were the 5-drops that we had. Means people could have been taking up, really the key cards earlier. But I'm happy with the Quack Sickness here. Don't need another Lightning Talons, that's for sure. Ooh, and here's a good pack for us. Kind of a decision. I think Goblin Diplomats is the quick pick, and I think it's actually very good. This effect really changes an opponent's ability to control the game, and kind of has to be dealt with. And since it's a 7-drop, or a 2/3, or a 2/1, which I'm probably going to get the shortcutter back later, then it's fine. And the Molten Birth, I think I don't like playing Chance that much, and just paying 3 for 2/1/1s isn't awesome, and you have to win a coin flip to make it really good. Yeah, I'm happy to take the Goblin Diplomats here, actually. Fill up those 2 drops. Hey, there's a Goblin Shortcutter. That hey wasn't really excitement. It's more like, meh, pretty much thought that was going to happen. And it looks like we might be getting a little bit high on the 2 drops. Never thought I'd ever say that in Limited. Generally in Limited, 2 drops are the gold, and that's what you always want. But in this format, it seems not to matter as much. But I'll take it here in case that earlier Goblin Shortcutter doesn't table. I'm glad to have this. Celestial Flare I might be cutting, or Elvish Mystic if I wasn't picking up a playable in my colors here. Ooh, Fire Streaker. That's a really good card. I don't know why it's going that late. I think in any deck, Fire Streaker is first pickable in like a weaker pack, like what we saw in the 2nd and 3rd packs that we opened. Yeah, just in any deck, this just starts putting so much pressure. It's so hard to deal with on its own. Yeah, I'm down to have that over, again, another Lightning Talons. I already have 2 enchantments. It's kind of like the max I want anyway to suit up my dudes. I wouldn't mind having a Cyclops Tyrant, having surprisingly not filled up in 5 and 6 drops, but I'm not passing up a Fire Streaker. Heck no. Ooh, Marauding Maulhorn. That's a sweet pickup. It's kind of like a 4 or a 5 or 6 drop in its power level. I'm definitely cool with that. Wild Ricochet. A good sideboard card, and I would take it here if the Maulhorn wasn't here. Oh, Giant Growth, how big you are. But yeah, Wild Ricochet, I don't really care about. More comes out of the sideboard. Nothing here I'm worried about with the Stoneheart Chanter. If someone's getting a 6, we've probably already done our worst at that point. So I'd rather just have a Seismic Stomp to come out of the sideboard and kind of finish off a game. Despite having the Dragon Eggs, which are possibly a turn or 2 early, a turn or 2 late before they get on board, we actually have a pretty aggressive deck with a lot of 2 drops and a lot of good efficient creatures with a very small top end that Seismic Stop could be a game finisher. Oh, cool. And this kind of helps round out some of the aggression, which means I'm going to take the Fire Cat here and try to put a lot of pressure on my opponent, especially with the Fire Shrieker now. Blur Sliver, I think, is probably more often better than the Fire Cat, because even though the Fire Cat has that so much power, it does just get killed by a lot. It's so fragile. Blur Sliver, 2/2 for haste is always good. Ideally, I'd like both of these and maybe get rid of, like, my Dragon Hatchling or something, but that's not how things went. We're going to cut another Pay No Heed, let other people play some Staff. I don't really need a second Lava Axe, but I also don't care if other people play those cards, so go for it. And hey, we end up getting a Flesh Pulper Giant, which might make the deck. I have to decide really if my deck can function as aggressive as I like. And really, I'm not too sure if that works with a Dragon Egg or not, so we'll see. But cool. Pretty excited for the deck. Kind of fun. A little light on removal in these colors with only like 4 removal spells. I mean, I say only. It's just in black-red, you kind of expect a bit more in a strong sweep, but definitely serviceable. We'll see it after in like 2 seconds with deck building. Cool. Here's the initial 23, and as I'm building this deck, I'm really trying to think, can I be that aggressive? Because that might make a determination on if I bring in this Flesh Pulper Giant at 7, which I wouldn't want if I'm being aggressive. I might want the Lava Axes if I'm really looking to go fast. And then looking at my initial 15 creatures, I don't think I'm so fast that Lava Axes are going to make the cut. I think if I had a lightning fast, super powerful, quick deck, then yeah, just go for it, kill it. But I think a lot of the power I'm going to have is going to be coming from my flyers in the air. Chandra's Phoenix, the Dragon Eggs, the Cockatrice, and then some of the like more beefy dudes here. And then getting like a Shiv's Embrace or a Lightning Talons on board, or a Fire Shrieker with some of these Fire Breathers. Dragon Hatchling is an option. I pulled it out. I actually like my 2-drops better. If just for like early abilities. If I feel like I don't have a lot of pressure against me, I might actually bring Dragon Hatchling in, because getting a Fire Shrieker on a Dragon Hatchling or Lightning Talons or something just really does make it Dragon Hatchling pretty good. But I'm planning on, with Shiv's Embrace and the 2 Dragon Eggs, to kind of already have my Fire Breathers set up pretty well. I kind of like this Ring Flesh as a sideboard option. I had it initially down here, but I didn't really want to cut a creature for it, because I don't want to go with less creatures. But if I feel like some of the 2-drops are irrelevant, or if I don't really have time, if Academy Raider isn't really pulling its weight, or if Ragathan Firecat just is something that can be dealt with easy, same with Candy Minotaurs, I might bring the combat trick in for fun. Or, of course, if there happens to be a lot of X1s where this matters, then by all means. Same with Flesh Pulper Giant. I'm not looking to go to 7 mana in that many turns with my pretty decent curve here. But if there's a lot of targets for it, then I'll put it in, because it'll still be pretty relevant. I don't think Seismic Stop will make it, though it's good and can finish out a game. Again, it's kind of like with the Lava Axes here, where it's only if I was playing a really aggressive deck, and I don't think my deck is that aggressive. I don't have that much strong power going forward. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong. I think the land's going to be pretty simple. Normally you might want to do like a 10-7 with these guys, and maybe even cut like a double Black Swamp to make the mana work easier with all the fire breathing. However, I think Quag Sickness is actually very strong, so I'm actually willing to go down to 9-8. 9 red should still be plenty powerful to get my double red spells on board, and to have fire breathing on the cards I wanted, enough pumps as needed to have 2 or 3 extra points of damage each turn with the leftovers. So I'd rather do that conservative split, make sure I get the Cockatrice as well as my Chandra's Phoenix online, and still have Quag Sickness be, at least get rid of some 3/3s or something higher later on. Might do a different split if that wasn't the case, but I'll keep it just like that, and I like it. Let's take this to round 1.